I started lifting about 2 years ago. And when I started lifting, as far as the diet went, I only really cared about my calorie and protein intake. And this is the same with a lot of people who are in a similar situation. And with it is the same case with a lot of lifters. Recently, however, I've started looking into micronutrients and I realized that just caring about calories and protein is a massive mistake when it comes to diet. And it's a mistake that a ton of other people in the lifting space make. They're only really caring about their calorie intake and their protein intake, and they're forgetting about every single thing else. But the second you start looking into micronutrients and what is actually fueling your body, even with stuff like increasing testosterone levels, you realize that when you are only caring about calories and protein and neglecting everything else, you are greatly damaging not only your muscle growth potential, but just in general, your well-being, your energy, your motivation, and having a bad diet's a really, really bad thing. For example, like you can get 2,000 calories of Big Macs and you can get 200 grams of protein of Big Macs, but you're not gonna feel good if you eat that. So recently I've started really diving into micronutrition and seeing the different things about it and why it is so important to not just care about protein and calories. What are the benefits of fixing your diet? Like I kind of mentioned, when you have a better diet, your testosterone levels are going to increase, your energy levels are going to go up, motivation levels are going to go up, you're going to sleep better, you can work better, you can be more focused, and having a good diet is one of the most important things you can possibly do to get essentially better at pretty much anything, even from business to working out to pretty much anything in between. If you want to get better, you really should be making sure that your diet is really good. So how do you actually fix your diet? How do you go about changing it from just trying to get that calories and the protein in and changing that to where you're eating right? I think if I can sum this up as basically as possible, essentially what you want to be doing is eating exclusively whole foods. Whole foods are foods that are essentially like whole. For example, a Twinkie is not a whole food. It's made out of a bunch of different stuff and it's kind of made in a factory or whatever. But like a steak or eggs or nuts or berries or lettuce or stuff like this is all whole foods because it's just a whole food. It comes from something. They're not adding anything to it. They're not infusing anything into it. It's just whole food. And if you can, try to go organic, but at the end of the day, it's probably not the biggest deal, but maybe even grass-fed for the beef. Well, for meat in general, try to go grass-fed. Best thing you can do, because the grain-fed has a whole another bunch of different problems that I'm probably not going to get into this video. I'll probably do a whole separate video on that, but really just try to eat whole foods. But as always, strive for greatness.